Hello, I'm Mrs. Gray and I'm the subject leader for Business and Computing. In this video, I will show you how to prepare for your GCSE and BTEC business exams. We will look at the types of questions you will be asked in your exams and give you top tips on how to be successful and exceed your target grades. Let's start with the GCSE business course. The exam board for GCSE business is OCR, and if you want to find out more information about this course, you can look on the OCR website and look for the course code J204. There are 2 units you will study. These are Business 1, which includes business activity, marketing and people, and Business 2, which is operations, finance and influences on business. We'll look at these in more detail in a few minutes. There are 2 exams which you will sit at the end of Year 11. Both exams are 90 minutes each and worth 50% of your final grade. They are written exams and we will look at the types of questions you will be asked in just a minute. In Business 1, you will study 3 units. These are activity, marketing and people. While studying activity, you will learn about the entrepreneurs that start businesses, the different types of ownership ranging from sole traders to large multinational public limited companies. You will also learn about the aims and objectives of organisations. The marketing unit is my favourite, and you will learn about the importance of market research and the different methods that businesses use, such as questionnaires and focus groups. You will also learn about the 4 Ps: product, price, place and promotion. Finally, in Business 1, you will learn about the role of the Human Resources Department, learning how they recruit employees, how they use pay and non-pay methods of motivation to motivate their staff, and the importance of training. Business 2 focuses on operations, finance and influences on business. In the operations unit, you will learn about the different production methods used by businesses and how organisations conduct quality control, as well as consumer law. In the finance unit, you will learn about the sources of finance that can be used to start up, expand and run an enterprise. You will also learn about a variety of financial statements, including cash flow forecast and break-even. Finally, you will learn about the business ethics, the environment, and learn about the economy, including interest rates, economic growth, and unemployment. Let's look through some past paper questions. So, there are two papers that you'll complete at the end of Year 11, and they are both 90 minutes each. The paper will start with 50 multiple choice questions. You will then be given 3 case studies. As you can see, the first case study in this paper was Ford Motor Company. You will then be given a number of questions. Some of these will only be 1 or 2 marks, which will test your knowledge and understanding of a topic. The 3 to 4 mark questions will also test your application and analysis skills. Application means your ability to apply your answer to the case study, and analysis means your ability to explain the impact it will have on the business. Finally, the 7 to 9 mark questions will test your knowledge, understanding and application skills, plus your ability to analyse and evaluate, which means explaining the benefits and limitations and then making a fully justified recommendation. You will also have some questions that will test your mathematical ability, such as using and remembering formulas and using them to work out a calculation. When you complete a calculation, you must always show your workings out to gain the maximum marks available. So let's look at the BTEC Tech Award in Enterprise. This is a Level 2 qualification and the exam board is Pearson. There are 3 components. Component 1, Exploring Enterprises. Component 2, Planning and Presenting a Micro-Enterprise Idea. And Component 3, Marketing and Finance for Enterprise. The BTEC course is assessed through a series of set assignments and an exam at the end of Year 11. Component 1 and 2 are assessed through an assignment set by the exam board. This will be completed in March and April in Year 10 and December and January in Year 11. You'll be given an assignment and will have 6 hours to prepare notes and a further 6 hours to write the assignment in exam conditions. Component 3 is an exam at the end of Year 11. It's a 2-hour written paper and will test your knowledge and understanding of promotion as well as finance. So let's explore these components in more detail. Let's start with component 1, Exploring Enterprises. So in this unit, you'll be learning about the different skills and qualities which entrepreneurs have which make them successful. You will learn about business ownership, which ranges from small sole traders to larger LTDs, the different aims and objectives of different organisations, goods and services. We'll learn about market research, why it's important, and different methods that companies could use to find out what their customers want and need. And finally, you'll learn about situational analysis tools such as SWOT and PEST, and how they're used to help businesses identify their external influences. For component 2, planning and presenting a micro-enterprise idea, you'll be deciding on a viable business. You'll then use your knowledge of business plans to produce a viable business plan document. In this business plan, you will include information about your marketing and your finance. And once that's completed, you will produce a business presentation and pitch your idea. In Component 3, Marketing and Finance for Enterprise, we will start this unit by learning about the promotional mix. This is all the different methods of promotion available to business to actually market their idea. We will then learn about target markets before going on to the finance side of this unit, learning about cash flow, break-even, statements of financial position, profitability and liquidity ratios, and then finishing off with sources of finance, which looks at all the different sources of finance available to business to start up, grow, and also run their enterprise. So let's look at some past papers to see the types of questions you will be asked. The exam always starts with a case study, and all the questions asked will be based around this case study. So it's really important you spend time at the beginning ensuring you understand the scenario. We recommend you read it a few times and highlight any key information. The first question here asks you to complete an invoice. So here you need to show you know how to complete it and do some simple calculations. This question here is about break-even and requires you to show your understanding of the terms fixed and variable costs, and then take the data and turn it into a graph, which is labelled correctly. Again, with this question you have to refer to the Grow Me Cards case study in all your answers. The final question in the exam paper is always an extended answer worth 6 marks. These questions test your knowledge, application, analysis and evaluation skills. In this case study, you have to advise Grow Me Cards whether they should use emails or catalogues to promote their brand and establish a relationship with customers. We encourage you to follow a structure when writing your answer, and we'll teach you more about this in lesson, but it should look something like this. So in paragraph 1, you should always include a definition of the email and the benefits and limitations for Grow Me Cards. In paragraph 2, you should always include a definition of catalogues and the benefits and limitations for Grow Me Cards of using catalogues to promote their business. And finally, in paragraph 3, you need to explain which method you think would be best for Grow Me Cards and why it's better than the other choice. We will practice this lots in class. Here are some key tips for success in business and enterprise. Firstly, start revision early. If you don't fully understand the topic, revisit the lesson on Google Classroom, use your My Revision notes, or look on the internet. There are some great videos on YouTube that are specific to both the GCSE and BTEC courses. The key here is don't wait until the end of year 11 to start revision. Make use of the examiner reports. These reports are written by the Chief Examiner and will give you advice on how to secure the best possible grades. You can find these on the Google Classroom class pages for both business studies and an enterprise. Both courses will feature case studies in the exam. Make use of these case studies and ensure all your answers relate to the business in question. A simple rule is that if you read through your answer and it could be about any business, then you have not applied it to the case study. Your teacher will spend lots of time in class going through this, and there is also a fantastic video on YouTube called How to Include Amazing Application that will help with this. The first 15 questions in your exam paper are multiple choice. So if you don't know the answer guessed, you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting it right. It's also vital you attempt all questions. Again, if you're not sure, it's worth a guess. Time is critical in both papers. Both papers are 90 minutes long and worth 80 marks. That gives you 1 minute per mark, with 10 minutes left over to plan and then read through your extended answers and check they make sense. And finally, make sure you use business terminology and technical language in all your answers. Please don't use words like things and stuff. Reading BBC Business News and watching business documentaries will definitely help with this. All students studying GCSE Business should have a copy of the My Revision Notes. You'll be given this by your teacher in Year 10 and will use it regularly in class and for homework. This revision guide contains all the key curriculum content as well as practice exam questions and worked examples. Students can download their answers using the URL inside the book. BTEC students will be given a revision guide in Year 11 when they study Component 3. They'll be given the Pearson Revised Enterprise Revision Guide. This book contains all the key information as well as the practice exam questions and again some worked examples. If your son or daughter does not have a copy of either of these books, they are available to buy online. There are so many resources out there which will help you revise for business and enterprise. Here are just a few. So firstly, all past papers, mark schemes and examiner reports are available on the Business Studies and Enterprise Google Classroom pages. Make use of the past paper question tracker on Google Classroom. This has every question from the past papers organised into topic areas. You can also use GCSE pod videos. Tutor to You revision blasts on YouTube are great for a range of topics. Students have access to knowledge checks on Google Classroom. These are a series of multiple choice questions that can be completed online and marked automatically. The BBC Bite-Size website also has a whole area dedicated to the OCR business course with lots of useful information and video clips.